Tskaltubo. You might have never heard of this place before, but deep in the country of Georgia, you will find one of the most important places during the reign of the Soviet Union. No, it was not used for creating ammunition or some secretive nuclear operation, but for one of the most important parts when you control a nation, controlling its people. But today, this multi-million-dollar resort stands abandoned. Hi, we are digital nomads who work really hard during the week so we can go on epic adventures on weekends. We love exploring the lesser known places and especially abandoned ones. Come join us in Tskaltubo. It's going to be eerie and epic. But before we leave Kutaisi for Tskaltubo, it's time to visit an abandoned prison in the city. Joseph Stalin was imprisoned here at around the age of 23 in 1902, just a few years before he became the leader of the Soviet Union and ruled it for about 30 years. He was actually born here in Georgia. This prison was recently purchased by a Georgian property developer and will be turned into a hotel. Kutaisi is also the main city for the Georgian mafia, known as the Kutaisi Shukumi clan. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. This road was actually a graveyard, but Stalin wanted a direct route from Russia to Tskaltubo, so he commanded a road to be built over the graves. To no surprise, a lot of accidents has happened here and still happening today, causing many deaths. Tskaltubo is huge, and I would recommend using a car when exploring it. It was a spa resort during the Soviet era with natural heated springs high in magnesium. This area is where the private homes were, with their own personal spa sanatoriums.
With everything, you have to go with your family. There you have to stay 3 weeks or 4 weeks, 1 month or 3 weeks, and it's for your rehabilitation because you are working 11 months mining somewhere, maybe in Georgia, maybe in Kazakhstan, maybe in Armenia. So it was kind of, this government thought that it was a good thing for them, but it was generally the whole economics of the Soviet Union, yeah.
Letting people work for months, barely being paid, never really having a break or any freedom, and then as a holiday having a mandatory trip to the spa, where there were hours of lectures, seminars, and more brainwashing on the Soviet ideals. Not sure if I would call a month of brainwashing a holiday. It was just all part of the Soviet propaganda. For once a year, the miners could breathe fresh air and get some rest for their muscles. A break from building the Soviet Empire. A reminder that for every new subscriber, we feed a stray animal. You can also visit www.buymeacoffee.com/ginfotravels and donate a meal for only the price of a takeaway coffee.
During the summertime, I'm doing also random meetings, yeah?
Welcome to Hotel Skartvelo, with a beautiful mosaic decorating the walls and the grand fountain in the lobby. This was quite something in its heyday.
Like good material.
Yeah.
A kid in a playground with a camera. It's like insane. Everything is like so photogenic, which is probably not what you call stuff, but it is just so cool. Everything is so cool. It feels and look a lot like Chernobyl, but it's a lot more like freedom because you can like go anywhere. It's crazy. Hotel Medea was probably my favorite one. It is grand, with turquoise ceilings and old Roman-style pillars. The next one we visited is the most grandiose one and also the most intact. Like some others, it's been purchased by private property developers to be restored into hotels and resorts. Those ones have fences around them and full-time security. But with a special handshake, you can get in.
Because I have special handshake for him. We paid 110 lari.
Yeah.
You know his salary is 400 lari. So it's 25% as he said, but he makes too many handshakes.
Too many handshakes.
Said man, we got the happiest person in the world. He started to speak in English, in Russian, Georgian. We showed almost everything in this place, and at the end he said, "Let's give them freedom, tourists. Stay with me. I'll bring right now the chicken, khachapuri, and wine, and we can stay here and drink."
They're a lot more intact and you can get more of a feeling of what it was like inside it, as in the other ones, everything that has some sort of value or that can be used for anything has been savaged and removed. It had a marvelous theatre and a very large portrait of Stalin used to decorate this wall.
So miners got to stay here for 3 weeks in the year. Then Stalin or the USSR would send them here for 3 weeks to come and rest. All food and transport and expenses paid. Brainwashing and propaganda.
Hotel Metalurgi. Not how you pronounce it, or better known as the one with the chandelier. Like many of the other buildings, refugees has made it home, and this one is occupied with a lot of them. You see, in 2008, Russia did the usual, this land that's in your country has a lot of value or strategic purpose, so now we will say it used to be ours and make war to take it back. Very similar to what's happening in Ukraine. Russia took over South Ossetia and Georgia, displaced almost 200,000 people, and a lot of them settled in these abandoned sanatoriums and had to start building life up all over again. Georgia has built apartment homes for some of these refugees in the meantime, but these people live in really hard conditions, and they were incredibly welcoming and friendly to show us their home. And this is one of the bathhouses.
And from this tube here, we used to have tubes. You can look, this small one. The water goes directly to this place. It was like a bath, and you can see it. You can whatever you can do. This one, each of them was for one person.
Oh wow!
Crazy, cool.
Yeah.
Oh!
The last one we visited was Imereti Sanatorium. There are a few others you can also visit, and I recommend going to the working spa one to maybe experience it for yourself. I've linked our guide's details below, and he will help you get in everywhere, tell you the incredible history, and without a guide, you can truly just wander for hours and get a bit lost, and you will need more than a day then to explore this. In the next video, we head to Borjomi to try and catch the famous Kukushka train that goes into an incredible trip through snowy mountains. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe. Find a link to a great visa company below and details of what we did.